We're still enjoying that fall-like feel, so be prepared. Temperatures will fall off really quickly this evening, and by sunrise tomorrow.
KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A massive collision caught on camera after a train slams into an 18-wheeler hauling a load of vehicles.
Plus, more staffing changes at City Hall for the mayor. Garrett Berger takes a deeper look at the high turnover in Mayor Jones' office.
And a lot of weather to talk about. Big temperature swings, another cold front, and some commutes being impacted by fog later this week. See you in a bit.
And are you ready for some football? The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Arizona Cardinals in prime time right here on KSAT 12. Larry Ramirez gets you ready for the game.
And we will get to that in just a moment. But first, developing right now, a woman is dead, and San Antonio police say the suspect was hurt.
Officers telling us this is a result of an attempted murder-suicide. This all started about 1:40 this afternoon at the Best Western Alamo Suites. That's on South Laredo Street off of I-10 near downtown. That's where police say they found a woman dead and a 50-year-old man who appeared to have self-inflicted gunshot wounds to his arm.
So right now we are still working to learn the relationship between the woman and that man, and we will keep you updated both on air and online.
Good evening to you. I'm Myra Arthur.
I'm Ernie Zuniga. Some people are still trying to make sense of this right here. Pretty dramatic stuff. What they saw, a train slamming into an 18-wheeler at a busy intersection in Schertz.
Imagine if you were there watching this as it happened. That big rig driver did walk away without any injuries. Police say his truck got stuck on the tracks.
So our Katrina Weber shows us why this type of railroad crossing can be a problem for truckers.
The video is breathtaking. A train barreling down on, then tearing through the back end of a tractor trailer.
But all of a sudden, I just hear like a big boom, and then all the clients were running towards like the exit.
It was only later that Arturo Salazar and others near FM 78 and Schertz Parkway Sunday morning were able to breathe at all. The truck driver had escaped. The first thing they thought, though, was someone had to have been hurt.
Like, dang, is that guy okay? Or is, like, did he live?
Salazar was working in the kitchen at Selly's Mexican restaurant when he heard the train slam into the big rig, which was hauling a load of cars.
It was kind of crazy. I saw the cars fly and everything.
Across the tracks, cameras at Sweet Island Botanicals caught a different view. It also sent Pete LaRue's staff scrambling.
And the truck got whipped around and was slammed up against the side of the train.
It's a sight he says he has seen before up and down these tracks. According to Schertz police, the railroad crossing, which is on an incline, presents a roadblock of sorts for tractor trailers. The truck's middle sections often dip down low and get hung up on the crossing. The warning signs are all here, but they didn't seem to do much good for the driver. Police say he went through this area anyway, and just like the sign shows, the back of his big rig got caught on the tracks.
A couple of years ago, we had one down at the next crossing by First Street that was the same thing as this, a car hauler.
Yeah. So far, no one has been seriously injured or killed. Some say the drivers have been lucky, but also wonder how long that luck will last. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
One other news, the defense called another retired San Antonio police detective to the stand in the trial of 3 former officers accused in the killing of Melissa Perez. We are now in day 16 of testimony, which wrapped up earlier today. So this afternoon, the defense called retired SAPD detective and sergeant Lisa Miller to the stand. Miller testified that she spoke with 3 other officers not charged in this case who were at the scene that night and had their weapons drawn. Now, one of the officers told Miller that they would have shot at Perez, but it was not safe for them to do so. If found guilty, Eleazar Alejandro, Alfred Flores, and Nathaniel Villalobos all face up to life in prison. And we are continuing to live stream this trial. Testimony is expected to continue around 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, and you can watch it on all of our streaming platforms. Well, as the trial nears jury deliberations, questions remain about how likely it is for defendants to be found not guilty.
So we ask a defense attorney who was not involved in this case, John Hunter. He successfully defended clients in high-profile murder cases. He says for a jury to acquit, Every element of the case, that is intent, threat, and use of force, must be questioned.
For the prosecutors to get over this hump, they're going to have to establish no warrant, no warrantless justification, and that force applied or threats of force applied were in greater excess than was necessary. That's going to be tough to do.
Hunter went on to say that prosecuting on-duty officers is a unique challenge because the rules that apply to civilians often don't apply to law enforcement.
So ultimately, it will be up to the jury to decide in this case. Those deliberations could occur by the end of this week.
The San Marcos police chief giving an update this afternoon on 4 shootings that took place there over the weekend. One of those shootings left 3 people injured, one where someone later died. Officers are still looking for 2 men, one in connection to that deadly shooting, but they did recover the vehicle that they saw the suspects leave in that night.
I caution our community that this shooter is considered armed and dangerous. Video shows him shooting at the group of victims, and once several fell to the ground, he then closed distance on at least 2 of them and shot them several more times while they lie on the ground.
San Marcos police responded to 2 other shootings Saturday night that left 1 other person injured, and according to San Marcos police, none of these shootings appear to be related.
We have new details now about a daring escape of an inmate from the Bexar County Justice Center. So Antoine Foster was taken from the Bexar County Jail to the courthouse back on Halloween of 2024 for a sentencing hearing in a wheelchair without his legs shackled, even though jail administration was told that Foster had use of his legs. That revelation from internal email records uncovered by KSAT investigates. Sheriff Javier Salazar said that members of his command staff will not be disciplined over the security breach, but that other deputies likely will, and a civilian dispatcher has already been fired.
Even if we've got a wheelchair-bound suspect that we know is paralyzed, we're still going to ensure that people take the appropriate precautions and put leg shackles or leg irons on these folks, even when we know it's not necessary.
So tonight after the Cowboys game, Sheriff Salazar defends his decision not to hold jail administrators accountable for that escape. Well, 5 departures in less than 5 months from Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones' office, and one of the latest was gone in less than a week.
So the turnover rate of taxpayer-funded positions in the mayor's office is raising some eyebrows. City Hall reporter Garrett Berger is looking into what it could mean for the mayor's office and for you.
The mayor's office is averaging more than 1 staffer out the door every month, and some of these have been quick. Talking to the head of UTSA's political science department, he says it suggests instability.
This is not trying to disparage the mayor, but it begs the question about what exactly is going on. I mean, I could make a joke here about that, Hogwarts analogy that professors for the Defense Against the Dark Arts last longer than people in the mayor's office.
Professor John Taylor doesn't have any direct insight into what's happening at the mayor's office. But he says the problem is perception.
Perception is everything in politics, and we're given the perception of instability when in reality it may not be instability.
4 of the 5 staffers resigned, including Jones' campaign manager turned first chief of staff, who left less than a month into the job, and an event services director who said he had decided to, quote, seek other positions that allow me to rebalance my work and family life. The staffer who didn't resign was a spokesman who worked briefly for the mayor around late July before being reassigned back to neighborhood and housing services. He said on LinkedIn he had been told he was, quote, not a good fit. On Friday, the mayor's office confirmed the resignation of the latest 2 staffers, including a spokesman whose hiring had only been announced on Tuesday. It's not clear exactly why he left, but he told us in a statement, in part, my decision to step away from the role allows me to better align with my passion and experience. Taylor says the turnover can make continuity within the mayor's office an issue, which could mean it's harder for the mayor to actually get done what she wants.
Harder. It just simply is. This is why you want to have people who have experience, who have enthusiasm, and share the mayor's vision.
While shooting this just over an hour ago, we actually ran into the mayor, but she declined to comment on the story. With no on-staff spokesperson, the mayor's office continues to use a contracted PR firm to field media inquiries. They told us today that the mayor's office can't comment on personnel matters. At City Hall, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Tomorrow's the day voters in Bexar County will cast their ballots in a much anticipated election. They will decide if the county can allocate funds for two venues, the Frost Bank Center and Coliseum Complex, and a new proposed downtown arena for the San Antonio Spurs.
Of course, we're talking about Propositions A and B, and opponents to Prop B held a news conference earlier today to urge people tomorrow to vote no.
We are against public funding for private development because this will not benefit our San Antonio families.
Now, to remind you, Props A and Prop B on the Bexar County ballots would use the county's venue tax on hotel stays and car rentals to upgrade the Frost Bank Center year-round and to have rodeo-style events, and also help build the Spurs arena build a new Spurs arena, I should say, downtown in the Hemisphere area.
Both propositions would also raise the hotel portion of the tax to do so. Now, advocates of Props A and B argue it would give our city new opportunities.
Now is the time to stay together, get together, and shape the future of this city.
Some big names as advocates there. Manu Ginobili. The Spurs and the Win Together campaign were not available for interviews today ahead of the election, though, as you see, we have covered several of their rallies. Remember, polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m. and they close tomorrow at 7 p.m. So scan the QR code on your screen right now, and it will take you to this webpage where you can find a full list of places where you can cast your vote tomorrow. You can also head to ksat.com/vote. Look for the article there. It's also on the homepage as well. Don't forget to join us, of course, on air and online for complete election coverage starting tomorrow at 7.
But before that, we have football to get to here, and the Dallas Cowboys are set to play host to the Arizona Cardinals in just a little while right here on KSAT.
So Larry Ramirez is in Arlington ahead of kickoff tonight. And Larry, the Cowboys, they are looking to bounce back in this one.
Oh, they are indeed looking to bounce back, Myra. So the Dallas Cowboys, they are 2-0-1 at home this season, and they are looking to stay undefeated here at AT&T Stadium when they take on the Arizona Cardinals tonight under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. Now, this is a battle of two teams trying to find their footing at the midway point of the season. The Cardinals started off the season 2-0 and have since lost 5 straight games. Now, the Cowboys are 3-4-1 and have yet to put together a winning streak. Their offense is one of the best this season. Their defense, one of the worst. Wideout CeeDee Lamb was asked if this team has any extra sense of urgency this week in Week 9.
Urgency? Nah, that's always been that to win a couple games back to back and then continue on that road and understanding the feeling and adjusting and things of that nature, things that you got to do in the NFL. But I feel like we haven't done that yet. And we start here this weekend on Monday night with a win, bye week, and then come off the bye week ready to roll.
And the Cowboys are favored by 3.5 points tonight to win the game and hit the bye week feeling much better about themselves. And don't forget to check out our pregame special live coming up at the bottom of the hour at 6:30. Guys, back to you.
All right, Larry, we will see you at 6:30. The federal government just made a big announcement on SNAP funding. While thousands of people here wait to see what that means for them, county leaders are making moves to make sure that kids have more than just food on the table. We'll explain next on the News at 6.
An important programming note to pass along: the TV provider YouTube TV and our affiliate network ABC are in a contract dispute right now, and that is why ABC programming is off of YouTube TV. As a local affiliate of ABC, KSAT is monitoring this closely and will keep you updated if and when a deal is reached. You can watch all of our KSAT content on the KSAT Plus app along with our YouTube channel.
Let's take a look at TransGuide out there right now as we get you a shot of traffic. And guess what? There's a whole lot more headlights in the view here at 6:15. A lot darker out there. I-10 at Hackberry, you can see one direction is a little bit slow going, but no major issues out there to tell you about. Well, the White House says it will partially fund the SNAP food aid program after a pair of judges' rulings required those payments to continue. That means the 1 in 8 Americans who rely on that program to buy groceries will get some of the help they need. Although the funds have been delayed for millions already, and the amount that beneficiaries receive will be reduced.
And it is unclear how that reduced amount will affect the close to 300,000 people here in Bexar County who rely on those benefits. But we do know that a portion of those people are children. Food insecurity is one of the things that leaders discussed earlier today for the Bexar County Area School Safety and Mental Health Summit. Leaders from Bexar County, SAISD, and Metro Health focus on all of the things that affect students' mental health. Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai, especially right now, says all leaders need to work together to help kids succeed.
I think everybody in this room needs to understand that we have to provide wraparound services. So we have to deal with food insecurity. We have to deal with housing insecurity. We got to deal with access to health care. More importantly, we need to make sure that our students have access to mental health services and support.
Now, SAISD students were also at the event speaking with leaders. This is the event's second year.
Look outside with live cam. I'll say it again. I always know this is the first newscast.
Right.
Live cam look is going to be dark, and still I am surprised.
Me too. It threw me off.
When we always go to it, Adam.
It's hard to get used to it. I zoomed into the skyline there. It's not really easy to see with that camera, but that is the skyline of downtown as seen from I-10 410. And yeah, 5:46 p.m. is our sunset now. And I know if you have little ones at home, this is probably still a rocky transition with the temperature change. Always is, especially with the toddlers that you have running around the house. All right, let's talk about our primary headlines this week. Temperatures gradually warming up. It's not going to feel like fall later this week and into Saturday. Then our next cold front arrives, though, Sunday morning, causing some changes. Fog will impact commutes Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning. So morning commutes, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, anticipate reduced visibility and the potential for some even very dense fog that lasts up until about 9-10 a.m. in the morning. Our next front that arrives Sunday morning, and that's going to take us from a spring-like feel back down into the fall feel. And there's that dark view outside. Right now we're at 69. Dew point of 42. So very dry air in place. And keep in mind, clear skies, dry air, low humidity, and lack of wind really helps our temperatures fall off quickly in evenings like this, just like what we've been feeling for several days now. So get ready for that quick, steep temperature drop. By 10 o'clock, we're down to 60, and by midnight, we're at 55. If you have any outdoor plans, maybe you have a jacket ready to go, a light jacket or a sweatshirt. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the day mid-40s in some outlying areas in the hill country, upper 40s here, about 49 downtown. By noon, we're at 72, and then 78 for the high temperature, and a little bit of cloud cover early in the day. I do think for the most part it's going to be a very sunny Tuesday, election day for us, but still feeling like spring. 70s for the most part. Nixon, Floresville, Pleasanton, Bandera, exceptions right around 80 degrees, but by and large, we're looking at 70s tomorrow. But we warm up. We're well into the 80s, almost flirting with 90 by Friday and especially on into Saturday. There's that gradual warming trend through the week, but then boom, the bottom falls out again by Sunday because of a cold front. We're back down to 73, and Monday, only 66 for a high. So from the mid-80s down to the mid-60s again, just like that from a cold front. So the air's dry. Dew points down in the low 40s. That's going to change a little bit, though. Now, it's not going to be very sticky not tropical and uncomfortable, but this is going to be important for the morning fog. The surface high moves east, and with that clockwise circulation around it, we get the flow off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to increase the humidity, especially for the morning hours. So the visibility is likely to drop a bit with the areas of fog Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning. But then the next cold front arrives. Look what that does. Big old drop off in those dew points and even the humidity levels. So it's that time of year where we have longer nights. You know, it's darker for longer opposed to the middle of summer. So it gives that fog a little extra time to develop and thicken. And under these conditions, when you get that little extra humidity coming off the Gulf, it makes a big difference. Otherwise, upper level high planted right overhead. That upper level high, and the big blue H, high and dry, right? With that, high always means dry, or just about always means dry. It's also going to block this disturbance that's over the Gulf right now. And this disturbance is going to be a rainmaker. It's actually going to give us some rain, not us, but areas of the Gulf, some rain. Under the right conditions, we didn't have the big blue H. That upper low would travel right into town. Instead, it's raining over the Gulf and not working its way into Texas. So looking dry, continued dry, a lot of sunshine other than morning fog. We'll have some very sunny and dry days. And that cold front, get ready for it Sunday morning. Of course, between now and then, we'll fine tune the details and exactly what's going to change when it hits, but sunny and cooler by Sunday, Monday. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.
All right, the Cowboys getting set to take on the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football right here on KSAT 12.
You don't even need to change a channel for this. Kickoff is not until 7:15, but the action's already getting started in McIntyre's over by North Star Mall. And once again, John Paul Barajas has drawn a good assignment. He is live this morning to get us ready for tonight. Happy Monday, sir.
That's a great way to start the week here at McIntyre's at North Star. They got the tunes going. I want to show the big screen here. We can see KSAT on the screen. This is where the Cowboys are going to be showcasing tonight. What a better screen to watch the big game on. And I already have about a handful of fans here, Cowboys fans, excited. We got an hour till kickoff, so more people are still filing in. But Jeremy and Brody are here. Talk to us about tonight's game, what you're excited about.
Their offense. They've killed it this year.
Tell me what you said about their defense just shortly before we went on air.
Yeah, listen, I love their offense, but their defense, it's a lot like the government just shut down at the moment.
We said we weren't going to get political, but, fair enough. That's safe enough. The government, unfortunately, is shut down right now, and the Cowboys' defense has not been very good as of late. What type of game are we going to see tonight? Are we going to see the Cowboys who dominated the Commanders a few weeks ago, or the Cowboys who got dominated by the Broncos last week?
Nah, I think you'll see the Cowboys come out on top. Arizona's not that good, and they're missing their quarterback, so you should see a big game from the Cowboys tonight.
Talk to me about Dak. Cowboys fans are always tough on Dak. He's been pretty lights out this year.
Yeah, I really like Dak. I think this has been his best season by far.
Yeah, Dak's top 10 quarterback. I mean, he's got a good O-line, and he commands offense good, so defense got to get their crap right. So.
Awesome stuff. Well, we're hoping for a 4-4-1 record for the Cowboys after tonight.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for that, fellas. But this is so much more than just the fan excitement. This also helps the local economy. We have a bartender here, Alicia. Talk to me about when you have a big game like the Cowboys on Monday night, what difference this makes for you and the type of money that you and your fellow coworkers will make.
So on Mondays, it's a happy hour all day today. So I think it makes everybody a little bit happier knowing they can have fun and have a fun time without breaking the bank. And yeah, we get a little bit more customer service, and it's a little bit more personal with them as well.
A lot more tips on a Monday night than usual.
Oh, 100%. Especially with the Cowboys going on, I think all the Texas people are happy.
Awesome stuff. We'll toss it back to you guys. We got the KSAT Sports Now special coming up here in the next half hour. We'll see you again before kickoff.
All right, John Paul.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Very good.
Larry and Mary are going to add to that analysis of the game coming up in just a little bit. Our sports special, they take things over at 6:30 after this break.